Hello, everyone. Is this thing on? Welcome. Hello, and welcome to Sprints. It has been a moment since we've been here. It has been a hot second. So, hello, welcome. I hope you're all seeing me and hearing me because if you haven't been here recently, 2 weeks ago, I had to cancel because I had a headache myself. And then last week, StreamYard would not let me go live. So, it has been a little bit of time. So I'm happy to see people in the comments and see that you guys are here. Welcome. Happy to see you all. I'm excited to be back because this has been a little bit of a routine. Thank you so much, Lucina. I was worried because last week I couldn't explain this in the chat. I didn't want to go into it too much, but basically StreamYard kept telling me there wasn't enough resources for me to go live. So I was waiting to see, if it would come back or let me in or whatever. And then eventually it did let me in. It was telling me that I was live, but I wasn't live. Like you all couldn't see me. I was going to my own channel on my phone and it wasn't live. So it was a very strange day in StreamYard, but that can be the case. So anyway, I'm happy everyone's here. What are you up to? What are you working on this evening? Or if you're just hanging out with us, let us know. I am planning on doing a few things. I have some laundry that I have already started, which is already like a little exciting that I got that started before sprints started. I also need to do some maintenance in my bathroom. I'm basically changing out a shower head because my old one is spraying me directly in the face for some reason suddenly. And then I also hope to be reading, of course. So I'm going to be reading The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter by Theodora Goss. This is a reread for me. But I've been meaning to reread it for a couple of years now because I'd like to finish the trilogy. And then I saw that Danny and Leandra are reading this for their Not Reading for Content podcast. So I thought this is the perfect opportunity to pick up the audiobook, reread it myself, and then maybe continue on with the series as we go. I have the hiccups. So I'm very excited for this. I've only like a handful of chapters in at this point, but I'm having just as good a time as I did the last time I read it. So I'm having fun with that. And then I'm also listening to The Maid and the Monster, which Maid and Her Monster. I have to check who the author is on this one. The Maiden and Her Monster by Maddie Martinez. If you can see the cover, it looks like this. I had an arc of this last year, and I didn't get to it before the book was published. And then I've been meaning to work on all of my arcs and such this year. So we're getting there. But two very fun reads with kind of similar vibes at this point. So I'm kind of letting the vibes take me where they will at this point. But let's say hello to everyone. Hello, Ro. And just like thank you everyone who hung out in the comments a little bit last week as I was trying to figure out what was going on, because I really couldn't make StreamYard do anything. And I appreciated you all like kind of giving me feedback as we went. Hello, Anne, and hello, Lucina. Hello to Neil. Yes, I'm here. It's live. It's working. Just started The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter this weekend and really enjoyed it. It was my first time reading it. Very nice. Yeah, it's a fun one. I really like this book. So I'm excited to have an excuse to, jump on my reread. And I really want to get to the final book. There is enough going on in this series. There's enough characters and such that I have tried to start the third book a couple of different times and just felt a little lost in what was going on. So I needed to go back to the beginning because I remember this book pretty well, but the second book is a little fuzzy. And if I am rereading one, I might as well reread the other. At least that's what I'm thinking. Anne is reading A Trade of Blood. Oh, Anne, I hope you're having a great time. I hope you are having a phenomenal time. Andrea, hello. I'm about to eat dinner, but we'll be finishing The Unknown tonight. Very nice. Very, very nice. Still need to read The Strange Case of the Alchemist Daughter series. It's really fun. I know they're a little intimidating because the second and third books get quite chunky. I think this one is still under 500 pages, but then after that they get quite chunky. Yeah, this one's about 400, but they are a very fun read. They are very tongue-in-cheek. They have a lot of humor in them while also dealing with dark topics and such, but it's a very fun series. I do recommend. We'll be picking up The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter later in the week. Looking forward to it. Yeah, Tennille, I do think Tennille, this is a Tennille read. Like, if you don't like it, I will be surprised. But it's very fun, and I hope you do enjoy. Hello, Glenda. Hello. How are you? Needed something totally different to get me over the book hanger of How Amazing This Kingdom Will Not Kill Me was. I was so excited that you it was very funny because I had been talking to Andrea about her reading this, and I was like, keep me updated on what you think. And the next update I saw was her on Goodreads that she had finished the book, and I was like, that's exactly how it went for me. Like, you get to this one point in that book and you have to just finish the book. Like, there's just no other way to do it, because it's just, there's some exciting things that happen at some point. You're just like, well, now I need to know everything. So yeah, I'm glad everyone else that I know is also having that experience with that book. Might read a bit of Emma and The Nameless Lands, then we'll go back to A Trade of Blood. Very nice. Tania, you're making your way through the Jane Austen canon right now. Is this your third Austen this like month, or this like amount of time that since you started Pride and Prejudice? And are you liking them all? That's the other question. Because I think, did you read Persuasion yet? I'm very curious. Persuasion is my favorite, and it has been for like, I don't know, probably, how old am I? Probably 10 or so years now. It's just been my favorite. But I adore it. So I'm very interested to see when people go through the canon, which one they like the best. I saw Lanterns, the Green Lantern, a great story, start to a mystery show. Highly recommend on HBO. Ooh, that's fun. Yes, the second book is long. It is long, but it's still fun. It's still fun. I think that series is one where the adventure, the mystery, the amount of characters and everything, it really constitutes a long book, and it makes it good. Glad things are working out. Me too. I'm so glad it's working this week. It's very long. It's a long book, but I think I've read it twice already. I think, if I remember correctly, because this is a little bit of a problem for me. I will reread like the first 2 or 3 books in a series, and then I'll get to the later books and I'll have burnt myself out, and then I won't be in the mood to get to the book I haven't read yet. So I'm trying to take my time and make my way through this, but I think I'm in the mood for it. This is kind of the style of book I'm in the mood for right now. I'm sure I'll be fine, Tennille, but I don't do 700 plus page books long. Yeah, it is a chunky one. I'm not denying it, but it is a good one. You could think of it as reading 2 350-page books in a series, one right after another. That's true. Try to trick your brain. Let it, like, trick your brain into thinking it's not as long as it is. I had a random thought that I wanted to yell at you about the first major twist, like, what? And then I just kept going, yes, yeah. No, I know. I did the same thing. I was messaging a friend, and she was like, keep me posted. And then I messaged her at the end of the book because I was like, I don't I don't know how you stop. I could, but I definitely won't have time until my internship is over. That's very fair. Like, if you have extra commitments and such, especially like, I think, Lucinda, you read a couple of books at a time, if I remember correctly. So like that would probably be the only book you're reading. And then, yeah, but I could be misremembering. I've reread the Lunar Chronicles multiple times, and Winter is 800 plus pages, so I'll probably be okay. Yeah, I believe in you. And it's Yes, they are 800 pages, but this is not like a full size hardback. Like this is only as tall. Like this is kind of on the shorter side for a hardback, so they are short and thick. Um, if they were a little bit of more of like a taller, it would slim it down a little bit. But yeah, it's they're very fun. DCU Detective Mystery Show. Ooh, I just rewatched a Batman movie last night, so I'm in the mood to pick up a DC thing. So that's very interesting to me. It's just been a while. Yeah, it's something that you have to. It's a little bit of a muscle that you have to stretch and learn and flex every once in a while to read and dedicate your time to the long books. And this year is one of those years where I've actually done it. Like I set a goal about reading epic fantasies this year because I have been reading mostly, 3 to 450 page fantasies for the most part. But I do like to kind of like dig into something every once in a while. This is my third Austen. I'm reading Persuasion in November with Leandra's book club. That's right. Yes, I need to be ready to do that. I used to, and I'm not 100% sure. Every year in October, like my birthday is in October, and every year in October I would reread Persuasion as like a little present to myself because I love it so much. But I haven't done that in a couple of years. I still tend to reread it in the fall, like end of the year time, but it's not like so dedicated to October. So I guess I'll be doing it in November this year. Started the castle and the cloister yesterday. I probably won't get into it. Wait. I probably won't get to it in today's sprints, but I'm liking it so far. Very nice. Very nice. Started Pride and Prejudice in July, read Northanger Abbey, and haven't started Emma yet. Okay, very nice. I do read a couple of books at a time, but I've been trying to do one at a time this year because there's too much going on in real life. Yeah, that's fair. And then, especially if there's so much going on in real life, you don't want to like add such a large book. Totally understandable. I got confused with the Jonathan Darcy and Juliet Tilney mysteries because I didn't know any of the people. I liked both of the ones I've read so far, but Pride and Prejudice is the best of the two. Yeah, I would agree. Like Northanger Abbey is a tougher one to I think connect with as a modern day audience. Like you still can, like it's still a very like it's still a story that you can understand and connect with and everything, but I think it's harder to get as emotionally invested just because of the way how unlikable some of the characters are. Most of the characters are. And yeah, so yeah. But I'm glad you like them both. Meanwhile, I'm about to start Magic and Mystery Collection. So short things for the win. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you just gotta uh, read what's going to work for you, whether that's the mood that you're in, the amount of time you have. We're all reading for enjoyment, so just enjoy what you read. That's what I'm trying to do because I feel like this year has been a year where I'm not reading as much, so I'm definitely trying to pick books that I enjoy as much as possible. So, okay, but so we've been here about 15 minutes, so I'm gonna put us into our first sprint. If you haven't been here before, we do 3 hour-long sprints, and then we will come back and do a little more chatting and catch up afterwards. So and then Rose says, oh, Sense and Sensibility is scheduled to be released in the United States on October 16th. Yes, I have heard this. I'm a little wary. I'm trying to be optimistic, but I'm a little wary because, like I said, my favorite is Persuasion. And when they released the Persuasion adaptation a couple of years ago, it was so poorly received that I didn't even watch it. I have never watched it. I keep meaning to maybe go watch it, but I don't want my favorite book to be ruined. So but I'm going into this one a little more optimistic. Hello, Hillary. Okay, Hillary has joined us just in time. We will head off into our first sprint, and I will see you all in 60 minutes. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Let me know how your sprint was. What did you get up to? I know we gained a few people, so welcome to everyone. What did I do? I did replace the shower head. I figured that out. That took longer than expected, but I'm learning how to be handy. I'm forcing myself to learn how to be handy. So I figured that out. It really wasn't like too difficult. I just had the threading on one of the things was difficult, so it was giving me trouble. Anyway, then I filmed my TBR for September and finished that up with a whopping 30 seconds left before we came back. So I've been talking for a while, but I played my TBR game and got all that squared away and filmed so that I can start editing that. That one's always a long one to edit, so I like to get it done early if I can, you know. So that'll be coming your way in a little bit. I'm excited for it. We're getting into the time of year that I love to read for spooky season and such. So yeah, very nice, but no reading. I should have turned on an audiobook when I was doing the shower, but I forgot. I was too concentrated. So we'll do that in the next sprint. But let's see who joined us. And hello, Jess, working on editing my summer scare vlog. Ooh, well, that'll be exciting. I'm excited to see that. I need the thought left my brain. It was gone. Like I was going to say something else about this, and it like completely left my brain. Good luck editing. Reading Unknown by Riley Sager. Very nice, very nice. Hello, Jamie. 15 more minutes of work and then I can read. Nice, nice. I hope that was, oh, yeah, that was about a half an hour ago. So I'm assuming you got to read now. Hello, Teague. Doing work tonight, but very grateful for sprints. Nice. What are you working on? Lots of hellos. Started listening to Children of Blood and Bone. Made it to 6%. Very nice. I've never read this one. It's not that I don't want to, but I got away from reading a lot of YA fantasy. Like I'm trying to just finish some of the series that I've started and then kind of keep to adult, but I've always been intrigued by this one, so I'm interested to hear what you think. Read Travis Baldry and Sarah Beth Durst's stories. Both got 3 stars. Very nice, very nice. Is this a collection that's just coming out, or is it something that's like already been out that I'm not familiar with the collection you were talking about? I knit some of a dishcloth and listened to The Nameless Land. It's book 2 of an iffy duology. I want to see what happens, but I have it up to 2.5 speed because it's not the best. Oh no, I hate that. I'm sorry, Tennille, that stinks. Like it's like one of those things where it's not bad enough that I don't want to give up and I want to know what happens, but at the same time, it's like this isn't my favorite thing. Finished work and did the dishes so I can spend the next sprint reading. Very nice. At 85% of A Trade of Blood, caught up to Tennille, and it's time to connect. Very nice. I hope you guys are enjoying. I know I keep saying that, but I just had such a rough time with that book that I really hope everyone else has a better time than I did. I know how to change my shower head. It's just destroyed and the landlord won't fix it, but I'm disabled and can't stand on a ladder to reach it. Yeah, I had to fight with it. Because yeah, it started being weird, and I'm sorry your landlord won't come and help you fix it, because it's frustrating when those things don't work and you can't take care of it yourself. My dad usually helps me, but I'm trying to he is not as spry as he used to be, and I like to try to take care of things if I can before I ask him, so that he doesn't also get on a ladder and end up hurting himself, because he will insist on trying to help me. Magic and Mystery Collection from Amazon. I think it just came out a few weeks ago. Oh, interesting. I will have to check this out, because I do like both of those authors enough to try it. I'm a freelance legal drafter slash researcher, and I'm working on a criminal record summary thingy. Wow, that's cool. That's very cool. Well, good luck. I really like it so far. With the movie coming up, it got bumped to the top of my list. Yeah, I'm very intrigued about everything going on with the movie because I know the author like dropped out of being associated with it. I guess that's how you would say it. So I'm very, very curious how that is going to turn out as far as the movie. The stories are on KU, and there's also an audiobook with all of them together. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys are, well, I'm glad you're loving it, and I hope Tennille's also enjoying. I think I want to see the movie of Children of Blood of Bone. I heard about the controversy and looked into it, and I feel okay watching the movie. Okay, good. You might know that more than I do. The author didn't understand that they couldn't control the script, casting, etc. after they sold their rights and is upset about it. I get that, but it depends on the contract for rights. Yeah, that's very true. Like if she wanted more control than she was, you know, she had given up some of that control, then that makes sense. But yeah, I don't know. All I know is that she walked away from it and wasn't agreeing with like the vision of the movie, but I don't know if that's just because, like you said, she wanted to have more direction in it. I know V.E. Schwab and Brandon Sanderson were way more careful and had more power with their rights for upcoming projects. Yeah, that makes sense. And they're a little more, they have a larger body of work, so they have a little more power in that discussion. The other authors are Robert Jackson Bennett and Anna Indian Story, Heather Fawcett, Taran and Eve Dew, Scott Lynch, and J.M. Miro. Hmm, interesting. I know all of those authors except the last one. So interesting. I've been meaning to try Taran. Oh gosh, I said it right the first time because I wasn't thinking about it. Taran and Eve Dew. I've been meaning to try her books, so that might be a good collection to check out. Yeah, exactly. Like that's a good collection of authors that I want to just see. Like the ones that I haven't read, I want to sample, and if the ones I have read I like, so might as well try it. I hope we get a new YA movie adaptations wave. Yeah, that would be nice because it is like I feel like we saw a lot of us. There was a few years there where we had like the Maze Runner and kind of that era where we had like a lot of adaptations, and now we've kind of had a dip in them. Same for me, which is why I thought it was a good idea to give it a go. Exactly. Well, thank you for like telling me because I like didn't catch that in the grand scheme of things. Oh wait, hang on. I saw some videos and commentary on it from people who are more in the know of the situation. They feel for the author, but that's how Hollywood works. Lots of movies are changed in adaptations. Yes, like 100%. So many of them get altered in some way. Yeah. And I want to support it so we can see more movies of this kind. Good point. Yeah, very good point. We survived the Divergent adaptation nightmare. It'll be fine. I always think about the Percy Jackson. The like I know they're doing the series now, and I'm glad. I keep meaning to watch that, but the original two movies and Aragon, oh, I survived that, so I'll survive anything. I want the new Superman, David Corsicant, to in a Cosmere project. That would be fun. That would be very fun. I thought for sure you knew about it. A few people had been reading slash talking about it. I uh I'm bad at keeping up. Like I have to walk a pretty fine line with new releases as far as like if I know about too many of them, then I end up with too many books that I want slash have bought. But if I don't pay enough attention, then I don't know what's going on. So it might have been just in a period where I was like, I don't want to buy any more things. I'm going to stop reading what the new books are. Yes, the new is good. Sorry, everyone. Sorry, everyone. Uh, like I said, I've been talking for a little bit with filming, so now my throat's a little dry. It is. I'm sure it's still amazing. I would like to try it. Oh my gosh, everything's jumping around. I don't know. I am not a Brandon Sanderson reader. I, I hope that's not a deal breaker for anyone here, but I have not. I've tried a couple of books by him, and I don't really get along with his writing style. I know it's very popular, but for me, it just doesn't seem to work very well. So I hope it's filmable. I hope it gets an adaptation for all of you that love the world and the books. But I don't know. I can't answer. Sometimes a good movie isn't always the most faithful adaptation, especially if it's trying to attract general audiences. This is true. And like, I'd rather have a good movie that makes sense, has good casting, like, how do I say? Like, makes sense within the movie so that you're not trying to get too into the weeds to make the adaptation super faithful, because then people that are, like you said, general audiences aren't going to understand all of that. So I'd rather have like a very good overview that hits all of our like major plot points and has like a good casting, good sound, like a good soundtrack, all of those good things, so it's a good movie, rather than something that's like faithful to the very finer points. This is only available through Amazon Audible, and I know you're trying to avoid that. So that's true. That's true. I have been trying to get away from them. So I know. Hmm, I'll have to look into it. Sometimes I make an exception if it's only if it's a short story collection, but yeah, I've been trying to move away from them. I've never read a Brandon Sanderson book. It's just a taste thing. Like, yeah, like uh, I think I read Mistborn, the first book, years and years ago, and I liked it, but I didn't love it, and I never went back to the series. And then I tried something else by him a little later, one of his like YA series, and I liked that too, but like just okay. So, it's just one that isn't for me. Tress, in your opinion, Tress is his best work. Interesting. That's a kind of uh in like not independent. I know it's like tied into his universe, but it's kind of a standalone, right? Like it's just something you could read without anything else. I think Sanderson will work for me visually because his words don't work for me. That's true. Sometimes a movie will work for me better than the actual book. I like Sanderson's concepts, but don't get along with the writing most of the time. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I find his world concepts super interesting, and like the idea very creative, but I don't love the writing for me. Although you did like the Emperor's Soul novella. Interesting. Tress is an absolute delightful novel. It is a standalone. It's very funny and cozy. Okay, that's a good one to keep in mind then for me to try at some point maybe, because he's one that I kind of don't look into too heavily because I've tried a few, like I said, tried a couple of times and just haven't really clicked with anything. So I kind of don't seek him out super often. Okay, well, we are going to hit the top of the hour mark. So I'm going to say we're going to go into a sprint so I can give my voice a little rest, because we'll come back and chat some more. And then we'll do one more hour, and I'll see you all in another 60 minutes. Hello, friends! Welcome back from that sprint. Let me know how you did, what you got up to in that last little bit. And I know we gained some friends. We'll say hello in just a second. What did I do? I remembered to go down and check my laundry and move it over to the dryer. So if you are also doing laundry and need that reminder, that's your moment. And then I did open up Livy, and I had told you about the Maiden and Her Monster and The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter that I was currently reading. And when I opened it up, I realized the book that will go back the soonest that I'm currently reading is The Wolf King. So I decided to listen to a little bit more of that. And then I started chatting with a friend about some stuff, and I got distracted and paused my audiobook, and we were chatting for probably the last 20 minutes or so got a little distracted, but we were having a good discussion, so good distractions all around. But I did get a couple of things done. I did read a little bit, but I also chatted. So let's see where everybody else got to. Teague said, make some tea. That's a good idea. I should go down and make some tea in the next sprint so that I can rest my voice. I have been drinking water. I forgot my water bottle today at home, so that's probably part of it too. I'm just a little dried out. But talking for the TBR is always a long video. I probably have 40 minutes of me talking. So it's just a lot. Hello, Nicole. Hello. I'm trying to finish up a couple of manga volumes in the middle of Planets #1 and The Ice Guy and The Cool Girl #2. Very nice. I hope you can hang out with us and finish up your manga. The Eccentric Raven, trying to race to finish iRobot. Just 6 pages left. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, and you have finished. Gave it 4.75 stars. Thought-provoking and funny. Very nice. Very nice. I'm glad you got to finish it. I also have a load I need to move to the dryer. Yeah, I almost always have a load of laundry that I'm doing during these sprints, and I often forget to do some kind of part of it, whether it's to go down and move it to the dryer or to go down and start it. But yeah, it's a time to remember. But so now I need to just remember, in our next sprint, to go down and check it and see if it's done. I feel like I'm getting targeted for the Wolf King everywhere. Is it good? So let's see. Where am I at? I'm at the start of chapter 5 and then 30 pages in. It's an interesting storytelling style. It's dual point of view, and the chapters are called You and Him, I think. Yes, You and Him. So it's an interesting narrative choice, but I can't say whether it's good or not yet because I'm only 30 or so pages in. But let's see. I have to look at it to try and tell you. The Him chapters, I think, are told in third person present tense, and the You chapters are told in second person present tense. I think that's how it works. I think that would be correct. So it's an interesting writing perspective so far. It's throwing me off a little bit, but I'm interested in enough to keep going for now. Made it to page 191 in Did I Ever Tell You This? Sam Neill's memoir. Very nice. I finished A Trade of Blood. I need to leave a message in the next sprint. Very nice. What are you thinking of The Wolf and His King? It's on my TBR, possibly as a side quest for Leandra's book club in November. Yeah, like I said, I don't have a lot of solid thoughts yet because I'm not super far in. I also was seeing it a bunch of places, and then I borrowed this from my library a month or so ago. I don't know when it came out, but recently, and I hadn't heard of it, and I didn't have time to read it, so I returned it before I left and for the vacation, I think. And I feel like when I got back, I was like, I've seen this book everywhere now, so I borrowed it again. So I have the audiobook and I borrowed the physical book since no one had it out of the library. So I just had to have it both to kind of tandem read. So I will try to keep you all posted. Hillary says, I had caffeine much too late today, so I went for a walk and then switched to a jog to tire myself out. Nice. Nice. I've been really doing my best not to have caffeine after lunchtime so that I don't have don't feel so jittery in the evenings sometimes, but yeah, sometimes it's hard. At 89% of traded blood, I have about an hour and a half to go. I'll finish tonight. Very nice. Oh, you're not late. we just started chatting. I mean, I think we might have been here like 3 or 4 minutes. Is it reader self-insert? Like the reader is the you? No. I wouldn't say so. The you, so him is a man named Beast Galray, and he is like the werewolf, you know that from like chapter 1 that he transforms into a wolf. And then you is the king's chapter. It's just let's see if I can get a good example. It says like, you suppose you'll grow accustomed to it, just as you'll grow used to being at the center of festivities, the object of everybody's eye. So it's like that. Like you thought you had longer, but now the trees have dropped their leaves and the winter is fast approaching. So, and you are the king, and this feast is in your honor if only you wanted it. So like that's his first chapter and some of his thoughts. But so yeah, I don't feel like it's a self-insert. Like it feels like a separate person from me. But it's yeah, interesting. The beast chapters, the him chapters are actually harder for me than the chapters that are you. The third person is more difficult for some reason than the second. So I don't know why. That doesn't feel like it normally would be that way, but that's how I'm feeling right now. It sounds like I might hate it, but I'm kind of intrigued to try it. Yeah, like that's kind of how I felt like when I picked it up and was listening to the first like I was reading the first couple of chapters in the library before I brought it home, and I was like, I'm not sure this is going to be for me, but it also seems super interesting. So we'll give it a good honest try and see where it goes. I'm waiting for like the action to pick up. I'm like, well, we'll see once the plot thickens if I'm still interested. That's usually like where I decide if I'm going to keep going or not. Yeah, I enjoy seeing creativity, so it's worth a try. Yeah, exactly. Like, and if you don't enjoy it, you can always DNF it. But yeah, I think it would be something that I would recommend people at least like try from their library or try from somewhere where you can borrow it maybe before you commit. Like if you can do like a Everand or even just a sample on like one of the platforms that you can see how it works and read some of it, since it's kind of in an interesting manner. Okay. Well, since we are at the bottom of the comments and we'll be going into our final sprint for the evening, I'm going to do one more hour-long sprint, and then we will do a little chatty bit and wrap up for the evening. I think I will probably try to actually read in this sprint since I keep getting distracted, and then maybe I'll have a better idea when we come back of this, and I can tell you guys a little more about what I think. But I'm going to go. I'm going to take Teague's suggestion and make a cup of tea, and then I will come back and see you all in 60 minutes. Hello, everyone, and welcome back from our final sprint. Let me know what you got up to in that last little bit. Let's see. So, I worked on some crochet here at the end, and I have gotten to 23% of The Wolf and His King. So, this is I listened to this almost the whole hour, and very interesting. I'm enjoying it. So we'll see how the rest goes, but I've been intrigued. There's a little bit of politics. There's a little bit of romance. There's a little bit of werewolfiness. So lots of things. And yeah, but I'm getting sleepy. So let me know what is up. I know Paula stopped in while we were sprinting to hug the like button and before she heads to bed. So Paula, if you're still here, I hope you have a good night's rest. But thanks for stopping by. Let's see. Tennille finished A Trade of Blood and left some messages for Anne. Very nice. And Anne has 23 minutes left, and we got things out of. It's so fun when you have the two of you reading this together and you're so close. Good progress. That sprint made it to page 222 and got some cross stitch done. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. Woohoo, Anne. I hope you guys are having good chats too. I think I'll watch an episode of Murder, She Wrote before bed. Very nice. Yeah, little unwind time. I'm still trying to catch up on some booktube on in my watch later list. I still have some stuff that's over a month old. I usually try to watch things within 2 or 3 weeks of them getting published. But I tend to fall behind a little bit. And then when I was at the beach this summer, I didn't watch any booktube. I didn't have any time, so I fell quite far behind. So I'm still trying to catch up. So maybe I'll watch some of that before bed because I'm at a good stopping point in this book. So we'll see. Lucina read the Robert Jackson Bennett story. It was gross. Not completely unexpected, but the mystery was interesting enough. Yeah, that's I feel like that's kind of how things go with him. Things are kind of either unsettling or gross or horrific, but his mysteries are very interesting to keep your attention. So, yeah. Thanks for being here, Jamie. I hope everyone has a great week too. It's always nice to start the week off on a good note with either reading or productivity or whatever. But yeah, very nice. Well, I think we will close things out there. Thank you to everybody for hanging out for the last few hours and doing sprints with me. I have to check the date because, let's see. I want to inform you. Yeah, next week we won't be here. I think I scheduled sprints for the 31st and then the 7th, but next week we won't be here. I have to work, so I can't run sprints next week. Very sleepy now. Thanks for sprints. Thanks for being here, Lucina. Oh, that's right. Now I'm tempted to try that short story, but I was planning on reading them all in September. Short books for Aurelian prompts potentially. That's a really good idea. Because a lot of times Aurelium is a bunch of prompts. So yeah, very nice. I know. Now I want to look it up and try it since it's a Anna and Din story. Yeah, thank you guys for being here. I hope you guys had a nice little chat about the end of Trade of Blood. And yeah, like I said, we won't be here next week, but most of September we will have sprints on Monday nights. I feel like that will be we'll recover our normal rhythm in September because the last few weeks have been a little weird. But Okay, everybody. Well, thank you. I think you're fine waiting a couple of weeks. It's not that amazing. Interesting. Um, that's true. September is like just over 2 weeks away. So, oh my gosh, that's crazy. But yeah. Okay. Well, I'm signing off. I will see you all again soon. Thanks so much for hanging out, and I will see you in 2 weeks.